Welcome. Wait a minute. Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians Cast, episode 558. River Soul No More. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Brian. What's up, Brian?
What's up?
What is that? All right. What's up, Connor?
Hello.
Hello. What's up, Gloria?
And to reflect my mood, hello.
Hello. What's up, Mike D?
Hello.
So, right before I went to bed, I saw this article about Moffat saying how the BBC wants the Paternoster Gang series in the worst way. They basically wrote the check, let's go, and the only person holding up the whole process, Stephen Moffat, says a big fat no.
Fat fuck. That's what
Yeah.
Moffat is.
Yeah, a big fat no. Because secretly he doesn't know if he could do it right. Because he's afraid of failing. Okay? He's like, he's like, the joke ran for a long time. I don't know if I could continually run with the gag. Like, in other words, they'll appear on Doctor Who, because they'll be here every now and then. But if he had to do a full-fledged series, he probably couldn't write for it because he wouldn't know how to write it where it would survive. Which is like...
He's a tosspot. He's happy to destroy Doctor Who, but he doesn't want to fail on a Paternoster Gang spin-off. Writing about a potato and a fucking lizard.
How could you not? You have two successful shows. You can't make the Paternoster Gang a successful show? You think you're gonna fail at it, or I don't understand that. If you create characters that are so friggin' popular that people want a damn series, give them a damn series. Connor, I mean,
Yeah.
is it that every time people are happy with what he does, he gets mad that they're happy, and he's like, "The heck with you," type of thing. Like, I don't understand.
I don't know Moffat's frame of mind, but the fact that he's not prepared to at least try to do a Paternoster Gang spin-off because he's afraid of failing, but he's happy to write shite scripts for Doctor Who. It's disturbing.
I don't know. Mike D?
Well, I was going to say, I think it speaks more to the nature of what kind of writer he is, because if you were a writer of any sort of quality, you should be able to come up with something creative with any subject matter.
Correct. Like we talked about this a long time ago, and he was worried about ever doing a master story because he felt he couldn't do it, or he couldn't put the Doctor on equal footing with the Master. Next thing you know, he does the Missy thing after years later, and it's perfect Missy. So, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you doubting your own abilities? Just do a friggin' Paternoster Gang. I think he likes his time warp sometimes. Much work for him to do. I mean, I guess he's not Russell T Davies, because Russell T Davies was able to do Doctor Who, Torchwood, and Sarah Jane Adventures. So I guess he's not as good as Russell T Davies because he can't handle 3 shows at the same time. Brian?
Yes. What?
Okay, Gloria?
Yeah, I think he should. He's a pain.
I know.
He should do the spin-off. It's like he doesn't want to look back and kind of regret not doing it. And it's not like he wouldn't make more money. I mean, hello.
They basically wrote the check. Saying go with it. Okay?
Oh,
They've been canceling some series, by the way, okay? They need some new series. I mean, Atlantis is bye-bye, it's sunk. So, You know, they're ready for Paternoster Gang. Put it out there.
Maybe he doesn't respect the material. Like, Sherlock is a respectable brand now, and Doctor Who's been a long-going franchise that's respectable. Maybe he feels like that due to the nature of the Paternoster Gang, it would be
Too much Sherlock Holmes.
well. Like to me, it seems like it would be like maybe he views it as being kind of like a step down because it's kind of like a like a maybe like a little bit lesser subject material because due to the nature of the group there and so.
See, I think he created the group and then he didn't realize that they became so popular, like Vastra and Jenny and Strax, that when he finally, people pissed he killed off Strax, he had to bring him back. And then people kept, like, loving it, and he's, like, questioning himself, like, what did I do? Like, what? Okay. And then it's like, well, if that's what they want, why can't you just stop being a baby and give it to them?
What it is, he doesn't know when he's got a good thing. He doesn't know. Because he's always, throwing out good things. He's always getting rid of good things. He got rid of Osgood. She could have been way better. He could have kept her on. He got rid of Danny. He was great. He's like, it's like, hello, and then River, it's like, of course, that
Yeah, we're going to go into that now.
Well, I think before we move on, I think that to address this topic a little more, I think that Moffat's a bit of a control freak, and I think that I think he views, like, as you're saying, like the fans are demanding this. I think he doesn't like the idea that the fans are like telling him what to do, so he's kind of like standing back and going, no, I'm going to do what I want to do, and because you all are demanding this, I'm just not going to pay it any attention,
He's a nut job. He's a whack job. He's crazy. Yes, the fans can tell him what to do because they got him put into the first place because they're watching Doctor Who, so of course he listens. So you want to give us? We want classic Doctors for the 50th. What the hell is your problem?
We're gonna have to start a hating on Moffat podcast. Like,
no. It's like we want classic companions. What's your problem? Why can't I have Ian Chesterton and Susan? What is the effing problem? Like, why can't you just put them in the effing episode?
Because
now, at this moment, I'm actually happy that he didn't do that in the 50th because he would have fucked him up.
Probably.
Yeah.
He probably would have changed the whole thing and made it that she's a human and not really his granddaughter. I guarantee he would have did that.
Huh? What?
I said I guarantee he would have screwed up Susan and say she wasn't really a Time Lord or a Gallifreyan and that she was like a companion that's Died's like friggin' daughter or something, and he just had to take care of her or something. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get to the topic at hand. Basically, in a nutshell, I don't have the article, but it was linked with the Paternoster Gang story, the one that I saw on Facebook. Basically, he said that, River Song was a couple-year character that when the time came, her story's done. And the way he feels now, he's like, it's time to go, River. Never coming back. Goodbye. I'm done with you. Doctor Who's done with you. You don't fit anymore. Like, he just, like, man, I've never had someone that done a TV show that pissed me off so much. At the same time, make me happy with certain things he does. Then there's just one guy, Stephen Moffat.
What is with him? With all the character bashing he's been doing lately.
Yeah.
One thing. Rule number one.
Mike talk, Connor. One of you talk. I'm gonna
Oh,
Rule number one. Moffat lies. River is coming back this year because what he did last year was the same that he's done this year. He did it with the Master. He said that he's never coming back, and then he did.
he gave us a preview that the Master was coming back in a town called Mercy when Matt Smith mentioned.
It's the same thing with Faye Marseille. She said this year she did an interview where she said that she'd never been asked back. I'm taking that as she's been asked back, and she's probably going to come back, but at a later date.
Who's that?
Faye Marseille, Shauna.
Oh. Also, they asked Madame Vastra herself, and she says, I'm not coming back. And the next day she had the makeup on, and she was back.
It's Moffat
Yeah.
trying to be unpredictable. He's trying to surprise us.
Exactly. I was saying he's trying to get us off the lead, you know, because we're really good at what we do. We are very good ninjas. The fans are really good at being ninjas. We figure things out. We see things coming a mile away sometimes.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want us to know. He wants it to be this big, ta-da, like, oh my God moment that whenever he realizes we know it's coming, so he's wanting us to take us off the trail of what's happening, so that way we won't expect it. So that way he can have that big ta-da moment. So it's like, I think that's all he's doing, because he did it with the Master, he did it, you know, with multiple people before. And then,
in other words,
you know,
River Song's back.
If she's not back this year,
Yeah, I think so.
then she really is done, because if Moffat's saying that now and she doesn't come back in the next year, I do think that is saying that maybe Moffat this time isn't lying.
Right.
And
What's up, Chris?
We'll never see
Unless-
her again.
Hey, I have no idea what we're talking
River
about.
Song, Moffat said she's not coming back.
Oh,
If there's any kind of sign in the next season, like kind of, you know, I don't know, buried underneath some of the stuff, kind of hinting, like they did last season with the mention of her and then the book with the key in it being the time traveler's wife, that kind of gave me kind of like a little, like, he could be putting them in there for a reason. This next season, I'm thinking, I'm actually going to look for it. I think there'll probably be even more. Like, maybe he'll, like, double it, make it more, like little, you know, flashlights
Right.
on her and stuff kind of thing. So, yeah. If they don't have any clues, then I will believe that he's serious and he's not going to come back.
Chris, do you think that River Song's coming back?
that's hard to say. I think they've been winding her character down for a while.
Yeah.
She's basically a digital ghost now. She died and she exists in the library as a digital backup. And
Yeah, but
she's
they're out
kinda
of
in
order,
limbo.
though. But they're out of order, though, their meetings. So, you know, he could see her again, technically.
It's possible. It's possible.
I think the problem is he's thinking about the last episode that we've seen. He said he loved the ending. He was happy with it. The ending is very, I liked it. It's actually one of my favorite episodes ever, The Name of the Doctor. I loved it because of that ending was really, you know, sentimental, kind of sad, and you know, really, I liked it because it really kind of tugged at my heart. It was really heartbreaking and kind of sentimental, sad, beautiful, kind of poignant kind of moment. And if that were her end, it is a good ending, and I love it. But it's just, for some reason, there are things about, you know, that whole scene that kind of lets you know that there still could be more, and he should have said it more definitely. You know what I mean?
To me, that was not. There's a time and a place for things, and that was not the time and place to have a River Song goodbye, especially when it was all about the Clara, no Danny.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, but Danny wasn't even in the picture then. But it's basically, you know, now you're throwing River into the whole thing again, and it's like, you know, saying goodbye. Like, we should have seen the Singing Towers as a Christmas special.
That would, yeah.
Can I interject for a second? Can I come up with a super silly super theory?
Yes. Yeah.
I was like, what if the Doctor gets married to Tris, but he needs to divorce River Song, so her digital ghost, makes a cameo to give her blessing for the marriage. Because I really do think there is chemistry between the Doctor. I really do think that.
Well,
it's also silly.
See, here's the thing. If he married Missy, then
Mhm.
Unit would come after him because Unit lost like hundreds of members of Unit because of Missy. So the Doctor would become an enemy as well as the whole entire Earth. And then they probably like surround the whole entire planet with TARDIS not landing technology. So, like, I don't think that would work at all.
Make her disappear like bread, and they'll have to search for Earth.
And then, like, the memo would reach, like, Captain Jack. And he'd be like, what the? And then Martha Jones would find out. And, like, she'd be leaping off the ceiling with, like, Mickey Smith and, like, smacking him in the face, like, what are you doing? You know? So, like, I don't think that would happen, like, period. You know? Then Tegan and Jamaica would be leaping out of the woods, you know, landing on Heathrow Airport and saying, like, he killed my aunt. You know, it's like, that's not...
Yeah, but that would make for a hell of a wedding special, though. You could even have other doctors come in trying to stop, like, Capaldi's doctor from marrying her, you know?
Or like prevent him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like from being. Yeah.
Yeah, like I could see one of his older self smack him and say, "What do you think?"
I would have the TARDIS lands, and I would have David Tennant come out, be like, "Are you on crack?" Like, you know, like
you could even have Colin Baker's doctor come back and try and choke Missy to death like he did Perry.
Are you on Gallifrey and crack? It's like that would just not.
Get the crack check up, buddy.
That would not be cool. Because that would mean that, you know how bow ties are cool? Killing people is cool. And it'd be like, no.
Would come back and threaten to slap him until he regenerated, just like Clarence did.
Then Danny Pink would really come out of the nether sphere. Like, Clara, you gotta stop him. Like, you know.
Missy did this to me. I'm in the nether sphere because of her. I think Clara would smack some sense into him.
Clara would probably kill herself and then just stay in the nether sphere with Danny Pink. You know? That's what I would think.
Oh.
It's kind of funny that Moffat, from what you were saying earlier, was saying that River's story's pretty much already told out and everything, but yet isn't Clara's story pretty much told out? But he's keeping her around, so it's like, I mean, seems like River, you could have more ideas for stories with utilizing River's character.
Yeah, it's like you love Alex Kingston, which is your character, right, for River Song. But now you love Clara more, so like now you just like taking the other character that you could, and like saying bye bye. Like this is like, you know.
It's because Jenna Coleman's prettier. He's such a feminist.
Yeah, we get that.
Alex is beautiful for her age. I mean, you know, I bet you more women would want to look as great as she is at her age. I mean,
Absolutely.
not everybody looks that beautiful at that age. So it's
Absolutely.
like
She's amazing.
she's got this natural kind of like
Beauty.
normal beauty, not just this like over, you know,
She's
popularized.
gorgeous. She's
Yeah.
Alex Kingston is gorgeous. Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't think so?
It is too. It's just, I mean,
you know what my grandfather once said? All cats look the same in the dark.
I see. Okay.
Your grandfather was quite the feminist, right?
No. He had a lot of funny jokes.
No, I do.
Yeah.
All right, so what else could we say about Moffat without saying F words tonight?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you guys pretty much covered it in the F Moffat podcast the other day.
Yeah, I know. You know.
I have never heard that word said so much in my life.
You gotta piss us off pretty bad, like we did that day with me and Connor.
as mad as y'all were, but of course I wouldn't say I don't, you know, I don't get the.
It was like
But I'm as angry as that, so.
that was like listening
Pretty
to
bad.
a Quentin Tarantino film, watching that podcast. You know? It's like,
It's right. My reasoning for it was because I feel very protective about the 12th Doctor because I think he's a good character and
Right.
I want him to continue as he is. Much like I'm sure that Gloria and Joe feel about River.
Right. Me and Connor were completely on the same page on that one.
And,
Yeah.
Like in fact, the funny part was when I went to talk, like Connor wouldn't even allow me to talk because he kept going on. I'm like Connor, and I'm like, he kept like got so mad. I'm like, like let me just go away for a minute.
You just let him go.
I was like waiting for Connor at any moment to start insulting Moffat's family personally and stuff.
Me
He's
too.
like-
I was thinking he's gonna get really
Yeah.
personal.
And if Moffat's cat and his dog and
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of potential loose ends in Doctor Who that they could bring up if they chose to. I mean, the Doctor supposedly has a daughter cloned from his DNA. There was that one episode. They never really did it.
They're not gonna do that, especially with the little rivalry now with Russell T Davis that he started. So.
And then there's a David Tennant clone in another universe. That's another loose thread.
Yeah. I know. All right, gang. Anything else?
Someone on Twitter who's quite reliable and is actually part of the Doctor Who team, I think. He's called Cody. He said that there is at least 3 two-parters this year. At least.
Well,
So
we talked about that already, though.
Yeah.
We know that already. But the thing is, there is more than 3 parts.
Well, yeah, there's going to be
There is
4.
more than
and
3
there's
two.
probably
Right.
4.
That's what I was predicting.
I'm just saying, you know, as a more confirmation that, you know,
Okay.
there's more.
I'm gonna guess that the missing 2-parter is, and I'm gonna throw it out here. I could be completely wrong with this one. Okay. I'm gonna say that Mark Gatiss is doing a 2-part Ice Warrior storyline.
Gatiss
Just
has
throwing
never
it out
written
there.
it. Gatiss has never written a 2-part, I don't think.
Exactly. And this is a 2-part season. So
My
exactly.
opinion on that, I feel very bad about that. I feel numb.
What?
There's a pun.
What did you say, Chris?
What did you say,
Oh,
Chris?
I feel numb about that storyline. It makes you feel numb. Like I'm cold. Never mind.
What do you?
I was
Jody,
I was just trying to throw some angles in. That was all.
do you still think that Noel Gaiman will come back to be able to do one for Capaldi because he wants to before he leaves?
I don't know what the story is with that because I'm sensing he's not going to be back. I don't know.
I don't want him to come back for Capaldi because he's more for the 11th Doctor, I think.
I don't think so, dude. Neil Gaiman is versatile. I mean, he can write. He's not like Moffat, where Moffat can make Clara sound like the Doctor. Like when he writes for a character, that's for that character. So if he's going to write for Capaldi, it's definitely going to be Capaldi. Like you will know in the dialogue when you close your eyes, like just hearing somebody reading the script, you'll know that's Neil Gaiman writing for Capaldi. So he has so many books out. So he does so much stuff. I am like a huge, Neil Gaiman supporter, and I think it would be absolute perfection if he did a Peter Capaldi story. In fact, as long as Moffat didn't interfere,
Well, that's
I'd
what
be
I was
happy
gonna
with.
say. If Gaiman was allowed to create something himself and then actually finish the script without Moffat trying to suffocate him with editing, like in Nightmare in Silver, it might work, probably, but
It's like him doing like X-Men, but then when Moffat interferes with the scripts, you get X-Babies and stuff. You're like, what the hell is that?
At this point, can we start referring to
I've
Moffat
heard
as...
it before. I should know it.
What, Mike?
I was going to say, at this point, can we start referring to Moffat as John Nathan Moffat?
Yes, let's do that.
Reference to John Nathan Turner, for those of you in the unawares out there.
He was a gimp.
Damn.
And Moffat's a fuckhead. But
Oh,
Look
we
at-
got
look at-
Call him enough.
3, 4, 5. What?
Enough of Muff.
Moffat taking some hits this week from us.
Yeah. I know.
I'm sure he can handle it.
I'm sure he can.
After all the
I just, you know what I would love to see? I'm sure he was watching that one with me and Connor. Like, I know he watches that stuff. Because there have been plenty of times that we've said stuff on this show, on the channel, that next day, he used to send somebody out to, like, Digital Spy and respond to something immediately after we did something on the show. Like, oh, Riverstone's not going to be a full-time companion, blah, 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 blah. You know, every single time we said something that he felt he needed to put a storyline out there, it was, like, ridiculous. So I know he watches everything.
Well, you know, for a while, we actually were, like, throwing the idea out there that we wanted to see more, like, two-parters or longer stories, more like the classic series. And I really haven't heard a lot of the other podcasts even touch on that, and we've been talking about it a while, and they're doing that now.
Yeah. He listens.
Yeah,
He listens.
I think
Hey, if that's true, then we want River back. We want River back. We want River back. Put it out there.
Yeah, man.
Can I just dispel a rumor, please? Because people seem to be convinced that this is happening, even though it's from a bollocks site. Right.
Okay.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, Movie Pilot and the 50th Anniversary Zone on Facebook are the most unreliable sources on the internet for Doctor Who news. Do not believe a word they say. Nothing they've ever said in their histories have come true. Missy is not going to be a full-time companion. And I already know because she's not in episode 3 and 4. It's not happening. Just let it go.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you an example of, and don't say nothing, Connor, but I'm going to give an example of how that's baloney about Movie Pilot. All right? I'm going to screen share it to you right now. Okay? This isn't how Movie Pilot put stuff out there, and I wish this was true, but I'm just going to put this there so you can see, because this is what Movie Pilot basically put out there, that New York author is set to pen a script for the 9th series of Doctor Who. Yeah, this is just amazing. I could tell you, look, Joseph J. Capchos, an author based in Staten Island, New York, has allegedly been approached by BBC executives to write a script for the 9th series of Doctor Who, which is set to air next autumn with Peter Capaldi as Doctor and General Louise Coleman. Okay, this is actually a long, this is an article, and as much as I want that to be true, it's not true, okay? If I was doing an episode of Doctor Who, you would all know about it.
I was just going to say, the author covers their ass by using the word allegedly. So they could say, well, if it ends up not being true, it was allegedly true, and I said it in the article. So that's they're very clever use of words there.
Yeah.
I see that the author name is a very familiar name now.
Yeah.
Jake Priest.
Yeah, exactly. So I know. But yeah, listen. Again, I would love for that to be true, but it's not true, because I would be the first one screaming on here, like, "I got it, bitches!" and I'd be like flipping out that I was like, I would go freaking ape crap, and I would be like, forget it, but honestly,
Be so
you know,
proud.
don't read every. And I don't mean to embarrass like other like podcast shows or other Whovian colleagues, you know, of the mass variety or anything else, but like, don't start putting like news out there that like, yeah, well, you gotta say what you want to say about the Missy article, Connor.
Yeah, so it's not true because she's not in episode 3 and 4.
Well, explain what it was to people. What was the
But
article?
basically, the article was saying that Missy would travel with the Doctor full time, and I think they even said that Clara would take a break.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we proved that wrong like a while ago.
Yeah, because Clara's in episode 3 and 4, Missy's not, so that pretty much just throws it out the window immediately. So
And
yeah,
I'm gonna get that article too.
yeah, get that.
We're gonna see.
What,
We're actually
what
gonna see if it's the same person that wrote that story. Actually, you know.
what if Missy, the Doctor, and Claire have like a threesome? I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, anything's possible.
Let me just get the article. Hold on.
Okay.
That's not to say though that Missy won't travel with the Doctor maybe for a few episodes, which I actually think might happen. But
Yeah.
I don't think full time she's not going to be a companion.
Hold on. Computer's a little slow, guys. Hold on. Okay. All right, now let me get the thing. And first of all, if that was the case, they wouldn't use that crappy photoshopped thing, like this thing is here. You know. So here it is. You see it?
Yeah,
That's pretty snazzy.
That's a pretty ugly picture.
I like that picture.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
But
That doesn't even look like her, really.
It does look like her. She's just got a new hairstyle for episode 1 and 2.
Right.
That's her in this series because she's got the vortex manipulator on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not true, you know, and just like the other article about me is not true, okay, and I'm going to do a comparison. You see that article? It says movie pilot.
it looks like the same because of the font even looks the same.
Right.
For the heading.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody.
Again, and again, same site has that. This wonderful author penning a script for series 9 of Doctor Who here. Yeah, not happening,
Wow.
guys. As much as I wish it did. And first of all, I would have to have a completed script, by the way, to submit, which I do not because I'm actually.
Well, they're all
I didn't
a
even.
big fan of that.
Yeah.
I like your writing.
I appreciate the article. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the person doing that for me. That was nice. Really, it was really cool. But, you know.
Well, it's all about
It-
words.
it's-
They use the word allegedly, so they cover their way.
Well, there's been other articles that didn't have allegedly.
Was that a Jake Priest article?
Yes. It
Oh.
was. It was written by Gorgana Gamboom.
Yeah, I heard he wrote a really great article about Twinkies a while back.
All right. Want to find something else? Hold on. Feel free to talk, because I'm looking for something, guys. So, silence is not gold in this thing. All right. Found another article. Okay. And this was a couple of years ago, actually. It says S. Moffat approaches America's most talented poet, which it would be nice if that was the case, but and it has like this whole story about Russell T. Davis and everything, and it's just me, and it was just yeah, it's just crazy. But again, I appreciate the mention in those nice articles, but not doing any episodes of Doctor Who. Nor would they ever ask me, by the way, because I'm very small in the totem pole. So, all right. On that note, are we ready for the Everything Show?
Yeah.
Or is everybody ready for Slumberland? The Everything Show.
Oh.
Let's
Roger,
talk about everything.
Right.
Spider-Man.
All right. All right, guys. Take care. Bye for that.